It's quite a story.
He wrote me a love letter. We met in France.
The French Alps. I was working there as a ski guide. She came with her fiance.
And we met at Geneva Airport and he jumped in front of me. We were with a group of mates.
I think I stepped, not jumped.
Well, it felt like it. And he said, "G'day, I'm Dave. I'm your ski guide for the week." And it was like, oh my God, who is this man?
We got in the van. I was driving them back up to the Alps, and I was talking to the organiser of the group. They were a group of neighbours, and I said, "So Dawn? Oh, she's with Andrew. Oh, okay." So I just thought, okay, fair game. You know, she's already taken. Tell them about the the little trick.
So the way that the group of friends we were with were trying to get me to engage with David subtly was they told me that he had a glass eye. So every time we were out, they'd be going, and so I'd be looking. I said, I can't see that. So what it was obviously doing was I was looking deeply into your face, looking for
into my glass eye.
Into his glass eye that was completely false.
The fiance Andrew was sick, and so we got out together on the dance floor for an hour or two, and saw her home to the apartment, and had a very brief little kiss, and then that was it. Next morning she was gone. I took him back to the airport, and I wrote a letter from the airport. I just said, "I think you're with the wrong guy." I literally did.
And then I thought I was having a breakdown for about several months over the winter period back in the UK.
Yeah, the neighbours invited me to come over to dinner. This was after I was back in England, and come for dinner. So I went for dinner, and I'm sitting there having a drink with a couple of them. They said, "Guess who's coming for dinner?" I couldn't think. They said, "Dawn." I'm like, "Oh, okay." We were engaged 3 months later, and married 7 months later.
But you proposed to me at 2:00 in the morning. He woke me up. We were in the chalet in France.
I actually had failed in my first plan for proposal. We were driving across to the Alps from England, and I thought, we'll stop at the Eiffel Tower, we'll get to the top, and I'll propose to her there. And we were driving in through the Paris traffic, and it was busy, there was no parking, and I'm just thinking, how am I going to pull this off in a way that is going to make it seem like natural? And I just thought, it's not going to work. So I just kept driving.
He'd been acting really weird all night. And then I said, "What?" And I woke up, I was like, "What? What's wrong?" And he said, "I know I've had the stomachache." And I said, What, are you all right?" And he said, "Yeah, I just realised I want you to be my Mrs. P. Will you be my Mrs. P?" We didn't speak for 3 days afterwards. I think we were both in shock.
Yeah, that's right. We got married in a registry office. Spent no money on it at all. We had no money. There was a couple that were ahead of us who had hired a Rolls Royce, and it was parked out the front of the registry office. So I said, "Hey, let's get a photo." So we both stood out in front of the Rolls Royce and got the photo. 30 years. We celebrated 30 years in December last year. Yeah. I actually was with a girl when I was 18, and she went on a year's exchange student to Sri Lanka, and I was in Australia. And we wrote religiously each week to each other on aerograms, one aerogram, and we would look forward to getting those letters, and we maintained that connection throughout that year. And when she came home, it was just like we were straight back into the relationship because we'd maintained that connection via those letters. It was a really special thing. Yeah.
I dated a Canadian athlete. We were both athletes at the time, and he went on to Paris to the Commonwealth Games, and we would write every week. I would get an aerogram from there. He wanted me to go to Paris with him. Whew, tell you what, he did win the Chicago Marathon. It's okay. Yeah, so that was probably my longest lot of writing love letters, but I never saw him again. That's all right. It's okay. There are lots of similarities, I think, and that's the challenge. I can certainly relate to Melissa in that she is so, she's extrovert, she's creative, she's fun, she's loud, she speaks her mind, but on the inside, there's so much chaos, there's so much doubt, and I can relate to that in times of my life. So that's a really good thing to draw from. Yeah.
Andy is probably quite like me in his later years as he's grown up. Probably a little bit conservative, responsible. When he was younger, though, he was also that way, whereas I think I was a little bit more rebellious and didn't tend to adhere to rules so well. He chooses to go with, a service to others and that sense of obligation, that sense of responsibility, which I can relate to. We probably only get to see his full depth of emotion toward the end.
This is really exciting because we've never performed before. I've done stuff, David's done stuff, but we've never done stuff together.
We had a corporate team building company, and we used to do a murder mystery type event, and we would have actors and we would see each other perform. So yeah, we were part of a troupe that would do that regularly. Yeah, we've never been on stage together.
And when I read this, I said, hey, let's do it. This is going to be great.
Show has got a beautiful story.
It's intense. It is. It's beautifully written. It's very, very cleverly written. Not about what you see, it's what you read between the lines and how you feel. It's just beautiful. Really loving it. Hi, I'm Dawn Pointon and I'm playing Melissa.
Hi, I'm David Pointon and I'm playing Andy.
In Love Letters
by A.R. Gurney at the Guild Theatre.
Please take a moment to like, share and subscribe. Thank you for supporting the Guild and Community Theatre.